Yeah.
I start generate something for him or others to realize what I was doing and how we're going to make things happen better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Initiate a dialogue for a solution, not a question.
Right. Okay. So anyway, let's start our third chapter. Okay. So I'm going to share um, screen with you, and I also know how to do the annotation. Hopefully this one will work. Okay. Uh, so that's chapter 3, right? Okay, I'm going to share screen with you. It's a little bit better share screen. I figured out if I share app, I can only share one app. If I share screen, I can bring like notepad and etc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to share screen with you. Let's do this. Before um, we go to chapter 3, um, I, you know, I improve. I think I made improvement of my network, internet, and because I went to Comcast or Xfinity yesterday, I quickly signed a contract with them, and the upload download speed much faster than my Central Link. So I still have Central Link, but however, the Expedia, not Expedia, sorry, the Infinity also provide the hotspot. So I just connect to the hotspot because I already have account. I'm using the hotspot. I haven't really put a cable modem onto it, and I was busy. So I believe I should be able to demonstrate the other one for you. Okay.
The VMware?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
right. Yeah, exactly. I know some of you may still have a problem of compiling the code, but if you start struggling how to install JDK, you can actually use VMware. Let me show you the VMware, okay? Okay, once we start VMware, okay, hopefully you have no problem install VMware Horizon. Okay, I believe that's pretty straightforward. And here is the one, right? I double click and connect it. You type in your username and password. It's a CNN username password, right? So you will have three options, and double click computer science. It will start a virtual machine. Okay, oops, where is my virtual machine? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I started my virtual machine, and because I have two screens, I have to move this one over here. So you see this one, is it okay, right? It's a little bit slow, but once you get over, it just run like your home machine. Why it's slow at this moment? Because VMware Horizon, the virtual machines, are then then it will build the virtual machine. It start building the virtual machine.
You're cutting out again. Yeah, something just happened with your audio.
So are you okay seeing this screen?
We can see the screen, but you're what I'd effectively call roboting.
It's like you're cutting in and out. You're really quiet or really loud.
Right. Let me see if I got enough bandwidth. Are you okay seeing this screen?
Yep.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
It seemed to have happened as soon as you loaded your VMware.
like have some problem. Okay. Yeah, some.
It sounds like it's more of a problem with your mic, potentially.
Oh, did he drop?
No,
Yeah,
he's back.
he's back now.
I think if he drops, we all drop.
Are you?
No, it switched to host to somebody else.
No, he's still host on my screen.
I cannot hear from you. Okay. So apparently it failed. Um,
You're cutting out again.
Is your computer trying to pick up the audio instead of your headphones? Because it sounds like we're hearing it from a distance, and then it like picks it up all of a sudden and gets super loud. Okay, sounds good. We'll he says he wants to restart in the chat.
Yeah, I see.
Restart. Sounds
Wow.
good.
See you soon. Whoa, let me turn off my speakers on my main computer.
Oh, well. Got some problem. Okay, so, well, basically it's like this. Let me see.
Welcome back, Professor.
Much better.
Well, I don't know what I need to say, but have to say, sorry for that. Okay. Anyway, so apparently sharing the virtual machines failed again. I'm not going to do it. Okay. So, but I would like to share screen again. And basically it's like this. Once we start a virtual machine, and you should be able to look at this and find out some of the app. If you cannot, you can actually use a search, right? If you search CMD command prompt, that's what we mean, command prompt. If you hit enter, and you will have this command prompt. And if you type Java C and then version, then you will get this Java compiler version, and you can actually start doing compilation. But make sure you need to go to the folder, and the hard drive. Okay, listen very carefully because it's a virtual machine. So whenever you start a virtual machine, the virtual machine will be built. When you end the virtual machine, and everything you save in the virtual machine will disappear. However, there is something you saved not disappear. That is a permanent hard drive. And CNM give everyone a hard drive called H drive. H drive. Okay, so you need to go to the H column. Of course, at this moment, my machine does not have H drive. You go to the H column, and then you change directories to the folders where you save your file. Whenever you edit a Java program, you need to save to the H drive. And if you don't save to the H drive, instead of save to the C drive, the next time when you log in, that particular program may not exist unless you copy to your local drive. Local drive, your own home machine. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this virtual machines without you guys attending. I just pretend I'm going to have a class later on, so I can show you, have more confidence, but I don't want to waste the time. Okay, so that is the one. And you can also go from here and look at the what we call the or you can come over here, say Notepad++, right? Once you get Notepad++, and you will have Notepad++ to edit things, right? Okay, so let me see, close out. Okay, it's similar to this one, but make sure you go to the H drive, H as Henry, H drive, okay? All right, so, let's go to our chapter 3. Okay, here is chapter 3, and we are going to talk about the control statement. This is a part 1, and we will talk about assignment, and also what is the plus and the minus sign means. Okay, So have a thorough understanding of the problem and carefully plan to approach to solve it prior to start writing program. Okay, remember this. If we do not understand, we do not know what the problem is, we have no way to solve a problem, right? We need to know what we are solving, then we will figure out how to solve it. So understand available building blocks and employee proven program construction techniques. So we'll talk about that. This chapter we talk about this if statement and while statement. Okay. All right, so let's talk something boring. Okay, an algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm, the definition of algorithm is a step-by-step procedure, step-by-step action or command to solve, to accomplish a specific task called algorithm. Okay, such as making a cake. You want to make a cake, there are steps how to do the cake mix, how to, add ingredients, and then finally you will put the cake mix into a container, put oven, and oven has to be some degree heated up, then how many minutes and bake it, you get the cake, right? Some of the steps can be done in parallel. Okay, such as you want to go buy a flour, buy egg, can be done in parallel. If you have sisters or brothers, and once you start purchasing this, and then he or she can help you to pick up something else, that's parallel. But some of the steps cannot be done in parallel. Like you finish the cake mix and you put into a container, you put an oven. When you bake it, it take 35 minutes. You cannot do in parallel. You cannot say I got two ovens, let's say reduced to 17.5 minutes, right? So still 35 minutes. Okay. So basically that is the algorithm. So in this one, is an algorithm is a procedure solving a problem in terms of the actions to execute and the order, the action and order. There are some order you have to follow. Okay, specify the order in which the statement, which is action, see, and execute in programs called program control. We need to say control. If I don't have flour, then I need to buy flour, right? Okay, for baking a cake. Okay, if the oven temperature has not reached to 375 degrees, I will wait, right? Okay, so if the time takes, say, 35 minutes, up, I need to turn it off and take the cakes off, right? Okay, so all this I describe, we can attribute as pseudocode. If I write it down, it's a pseudocode. If someone write a recipe, say wait for 20 minutes, let yeast come out, etc., that is a pseudocode. It's not the action. So you follow the pseudocode, you take action. That is the action. Actions will make the product. Okay, will make something out. So if we convert the pseudocode into a computer programming language, then we can ask a computer to do that. How can a computer to bake a cake? That's simple. That's hard. If you program robot, Of course, it's a little bit complicated, and then the robot can bake a cake for us. Okay, so just understand that what is pseudocode, what is algorithm, and what is a program. So they are functional equivalent, but one is more like descriptive. The other one is procedures, make sure the sequence being there. The last one, the program itself, it's more precise in terms of control a machine. It's called computer. Okay. All right. So here is the control structure. We are human being. Human being do things sequential. Sequential means let me make a very simple example. Maybe you will feel this is redundant. Maybe you feel, hey, I know this. When we walk, are we walking step by step? That's called sequential because the first step, second step, third step. So we start going forward, and it's not just like I'm in this step, and all of a sudden I will be the other place, right? Because that is not sequential. It's a discrete. Boom, boom. Okay. So
So crawl, walk, run.
right. The run is also sequential, right? Yeah.
Well, it
It's a
seems like
fast.
all of
Yeah.
those steps are all sequential, whether,
Right.
but
That's human being.
so is the pattern of doing them as well.
Right. Yeah. Good. Thank you. That's a human being, right? Because a computer being invented to help human being. It's not helping the creature live in Mars. Because we don't understand this creature. Maybe these creatures are not sequential. They're thinking discrete. You out of something here, out of something there, right? But we are sequential, right? Okay. So when we are sequential and we want to program computers also sequential, okay. But sometimes we need to branch out. For instance, today's weather is pretty good, right? And the sunny. I can look at my window sunny. So I want to protect myself. I would like to wear a hat, right? So I would say if it's sunny and then the ultra light is strong, I'm going to wear a hat and sunglasses, right? If it's rainy and I need have a umbrella, or I just don't go out, okay, do exercise, right? Okay, so that is if means a condition happened, I will change my behavior. I will change the route. So that is the control, transfer control. If something happened, then I will do A. If something else happened, I will do B, right? So that is our everyday life. So if the oven, the temperature is not 370 degrees, 375 degrees, I will wait. If the oven is reached 375 degree, you can still wait, but you want a big cake, right? You put a cake in there, right? Okay, so that is called control structure, right? So this sequential control, say sequential control means the first step followed by second step and then third step. And so here is a diagram. So we say, hey, this is kind of activity diagram. Okay, we start from here and say add grade to the total, add one to counter. Apparently this one is like this. Hey, I want to find out the average grade of your lab 01. Okay, so I will get the first student's grade, say 85, the second student grade, say 90. We'll add them together. So I add them together. I want to know the average. So 85 and 90 and add together, I need divided by what? 2, right? So when this process continue, I will have a total sum of your score being accumulated, but I also need to accumulate how many students. Add one, add one, add one, right? So when this process finish, no more students, no more grade being entered, and then I can calculate the average, right? Okay, so here is like this. We have a total assigned by total plus another grade. And at the very beginning, I need to initialize total to 0, right? Because total is 0 and the next one coming, and then I can add them. Okay? So we will talk some of stuff. So that's UML activity diagram. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. It's not just for Java. It's for most object-oriented programming language. And in this activity diagram, it's for almost all programming language. Okay, it just says the activity when it will start doing A, when it will start doing B in terms of sequential execution. Um, um, uh, from sequential execution aspect, look at. Okay, so in this activity diagram, we have some special symbols. Say the action state symbol, diamond symbol means decision, and small circles means I will start end. Okay, so symbol connect by transition arrows, which refer to flow of activity. In the traditional world, we say flow chart. The flow chart, the flow of the action, there's a chart to represent the flow of the action. Okay, so we will talk these things, more in detail. Okay, so the action state contain action expression. Okay, says gather this, gather this, gather this. That's action state. Once you finish gathering all the state, all this ingredient, making a cake, then it's the checkbox says, have you finished gathering all the stuff? Yes. Then you start doing the cake mixing, right? If not, you still go to the Walmart or supermarket to purchase this, like sugars, egg, etc. Right? Then you start mixing the cake, and have you finished mixing the cake? Then you go to prepare oven, something like that. Okay. All right. So that's control structure. Let's talk about if-else statement. So the if statement is a called single selection statement. Okay. So that means if some condition happened, I will do A, else I will do B. All right. For instance, if I need to go to the park to take a walk, if it rains, if it's raining, then I will not do. Else, I will go to the park, take a walk, right? Okay, so that is the condition. So I do need to look at the weather and check whether it's raining or not raining. Okay, so switch statement is a multiple selection. Else statement, if else means if it's raining, then I I want if it's sunny, I will go to the park play ball. Else, I will stay home watch TV. Right? Okay, so that's else part, and we will talk about switches multiple condition. So the weather can be cloudy and sunny and raining and snowing and windy. So I will switch if the weather, the outside is cloudy, I will do something, and if it's sunny, I will do something else. That right? Okay, so that is the one, and then we will talk about the loop. It's a for something would do loop so many times. Actually, our everyday life, it's a looping. You see, when I get up, it's now I don't need really set up alarm. Okay, before we set up alarm, says hey 6:30 alarms sound, and I get up and make breakfast and go to work and coming back and take rest and then go to sleep, right? And then the second day do the repeat. And although inside the load in terms of everyday life, a little bit of variation, but basically, like all human being is sleep, eat, right? And sleep, eat, sleep, eat, and finally die. Okay. Okay. That's control structure. All right. So let's use some of the examples to talk about this control structure. I think that will be much better. Let's go to here. Okay. The statement says, hey, enter a grade, and if grade is less than 60, else is greater equal to 60. Then if less than 60, I will say fail. If greater equal to 60, I will say pass, right? Okay, so that is the checking whether you students it's fail or pass. Okay, let's take a look at this one. The pseudocode means you write the code like a English sentence. If student's grade is greater than or equal to 60, you print pass. Else, you see, else means must be less than 60, right? You say fail. So if we convert the pseudocode is very close to the natural language, and we say if we have parentheses, that means the condition. So grade is the student's grade greater or equal to 60, and we say system.out.print passed. Else system.out.print failed. Okay, if we look at the flowchart or the activity diagram, so this is start. Okay, in the activity diagram, a solid circle means start. Everything need to start like we run our Java program main. The main is start. So coming down, basically we should have some input over here. We didn't really say. Okay, we have input. Say input the grade. Okay. If it's less than 60, then print fail and the circle, the solid circle surrounded by another circle means the end. Start end. If else says greater it equal to 60 and pass. So basically it's a checking, okay, and like a sorting some good die or bad die or etc. Okay, all right. So if we relook at the students' grade instead of fail and pass, it's black and white, fail or pass. But we would like to have some levels of pass, say 90 and above, it's A, and 80s, between 80s and 89 it's a B, and the 70s and 79 is a C, and 60 69 is a D, and etc. So so think about this. Once the grade been rated, we start checking, hey, is this grade greater equal to 90? Yes, I will say A, end, right? If else is not, I will check, hey, if this one is greater equal to 80, okay. When we check if this one is greater equal to 80, that means the 91 is already handled. Why? Because if it's greater equal to 90, we already handled. And in this structure, say if else. Okay, let me write the the flow. Okay, so okay, here if I say enter grade, right? Okay, if entered grade, of course, at the very beginning.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I had a question. So
Yes, go
if
ahead.
you put the student's grade was greater than and equal to 60 first, and the student had a 90, would it say that they had a D if you put, 60, if you went in the reverse order of the code? So 60, 70, 80, 90.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can do that. Yeah, we
So,
can try to do that. Yeah.
and if you did that, would it say that they had a D because 90 is greater than 60, or would it continue to go down the code until it got to the 90 or above, and then give them an A?
Yeah. You okay, so that turns out to be another way to uh solve a grading problem. Okay, and you can start checking, says if the student grade is less than 60, you put F. Else if students grade less than 70, you put D. It's kind of, you have the different size of the ball and go to a mesh silo to filter them out, right?
Okay, so you would just write the code differently.
Right, right. We can do that. We definitely can do that. I will demonstrate that for you. Okay. So basically, this one says enter a grade, right? Assuming that grade is, let's see, um, that grade is says 77. Okay, if that grade is 77, you come in. Then the next step is I'm going to check this grade. I'm going to check this grade. So this is a diamond. Okay, and I'm going to check this grade. Says, is this one, is the 77 greater equal to 90? Okay, you compare 77 with 90, and you will comes out say, hey, let me go there. You will comes out say, no. I say, and oh, okay, no. Then once say no, and this is arrow, okay, and we are going to go to another one. Oops. I'm going to draw a line over here and then move this one over here. Okay, another line. Say, greater equal to 80, right? Okay. Let's go no part, and then we can find out the yes part. Yes part will be this part, right? And then if that is also, basically this one is also no, right? This is no.
Right, but I was asking like if the code, like if it was the same code but just written in the reverse order. So it
Yeah,
started out at 60 and then increased to 90. Would
yeah.
it would it say you had a D even though you had a 90 per se?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I answer you. Maybe you kind of the message wasn't complete. So we will look into a program instead of just doing this drawing. We look into program. Look
Okay.
into this program, and this one I just illustrated the flow chart. Okay, I'm
Okay.
illustrating flow chart and not directly answer your question, but and doing the normal flowchart part. So, okay, so bear with me, just hang on there, and then we will talk about that. So basically, so this one, if we say no again, say no, right? Okay, and what happened, and then we will check 70, right? And then if that's 70, and then we say, okay, yeah, it's a C. Okay, so that is how this if else statement does. Okay, so let's go to here. I'm not going to do this. Okay, and all right, so you can write this way. So okay, so basically what I would like to do, I would like to say, let's get a code over here. Oh, I believe, what happened? Okay, so let's go to get the code. Let's take a look at the page, chapter 3. Um, let me write a code for that portion. Okay, so to answer that, let me go to the where is it? I'm going to use this one as a template, okay, instead of, let's write a code to represent this guy. Okay, so basically what I need to do is like this. I'm going to modify this, right? So I have this Java code, and instead of I use calculate, I will say output letter grade. Let's use this one. Okay. Say I'm going to say integer grade. Give a 0, right? Okay. And I do need to do one thing, and I need to use a scanner. Remember we talked about scanner. Okay, let's move back to the scanners. We have to import the scanner, right? So import Java util scanner, right? Okay. I don't think I need this. And in such a case, I would like to just copy paste some of the code we had before. Let's see over this one. Addition, right? So this is the one. Okay. All right. So let's use this as a template because input Java util scanner, and then let's input Java util scanner. And look, this one, I need to create a new scanner, right? So I'm going to say scanner here. Input assigned by new of system.in, right? Okay, so this is the same as this one, and I have scanner new input system.in. Okay, so I would like to print this one too. So I'm going to copy and put over here. So system.out print enter, not first integer. I will say enter stud student grade. This is a prompt. Remember we talked about this is a prompt. Then the next one is I will have this one integer number and get a scanner input, but I already defined integer grade. Okay, so I will say grade are you follow? Okay, so the first thing is I need to have a scanner to scan the user input. Then once I got the scanner, I prompt the user, say, give me the student's grade. Then I will scan the keyboard input, put into a variable called int, grade. All right, so I don't need this. All right, So in this case, I will put if statement, right? If grad, great. Okay, let's follow the logic we had over here. It's pseudocode, right? So, all right. If grade, let me see if I can copy paste. Hopefully it will work.
I'm crossing my fingers for you.
At least I will do this. In that case, I use the same word, student grade. Okay. All right. So student grade equal to this, and I will do system output A, and else if you see, I think should be okay. If this one greater than 80, then I will do system. Let's line up this, okay? Else if else if all right. So if we line up as this one line up, so basically it's like this, okay? Else and follow its syntax. If, then I will do some indentations. Then here is else because let me see this one. Okay, I will explain this one to you because I don't want to spend some of the time working on this. Hopefully that you all follow. So this is how we do the programming. There's no special skill, but we do need to know what we are doing. Okay, so okay, I just try to do this. Okay. Let's do 3 indentation. Sometimes this guy give me auto indentation, cause my indentation a little bit different. Okay, so this complete. I'm going to delete this guy. Okay. And try to match up this with that. Okay. All right. Let me explain this one to you. The if else statement. The if associated with this else. Okay. Which means if the grade greater equal to 90, I will do this. Else, I will do this. Okay? But inside this, I will do the other part. I also have if. So to make sure this will be a block of statement. If you only have one statement like system print line A, that's fine. But if you have more than one statement, you better use this. All right. Then the else part. Oh, have one more. Okay, so this one match up with this one. So that means if this condition is okay, then I'm going to execute this portion, okay? If this condition is not met, I'm going to execute this portion. Inside this portion, I can further divide it. So if this condition met, oh, I need close parenthesis, then I will execute this portion. So I can do similar things even though I don't need to do that. Okay, and else part. Okay, so which means if this condition not met, I'm going to execute this portion. So under this portion, the student grade should be less than 90, right? So in student grade less than 90, and I'm going to look at this part. Oh, if it's greater or equal to 80, if it says yes, I'm going to execute this portion, and that's it. I'm done, right? Else, I will execute this portion. So continue. All right. So let's compile this code to see what happens. But because this one, I say output the letter grade, and the file name is called calculate. So that is not the same name. Remember, we have to have the same name. The class name and the file name should be the same. So I'm going to save as. Okay. Instead of calculate, I say OUT, PUT, letter grade, .java. Okay. Save it. All right. Once I save it, I'm going to use my, oh, it's not there. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to file save as again. Oh, I put it in here, right? I put it in EX whatever. That is not what I want to do. Okay, remember you need to know where you save. So I'm going to resave it, or I can move this one to somewhere. I'm going to resave it. So F drive, that's my mistake. Maybe by intention, maybe not. Okay, but we go to solve it. Okay, and I would like to save to my lecture note. Okay, I will save to my lecture note. All right. So if I go back to my lecture note, I will have output letter grade.java, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm issue CMD at my lecture note, dir start.java. Okay, I got this one. Okay, so I'm going to say Java C. No compilation error. Oh, great. All right. I'm going to run it. You say enter student grade. I'm entering says 90. It print out A. I run it again. I'm enter 77 as I did before. C. I'm do it again. If I enter says 58, it's F, right? Okay. All right. So let me complete the other way of writing. Okay. Let's go from here. This is the one start end, and this is the one start end, right? Okay. So this is the one start, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to write over here. Say if, William wanted me to do this. Student grade less, right? 60, less than, because equal to 60 will be D, right? Yeah, I'm going to say syst dot out dot print line, F. Okay, that makes sense now? Else, right? If, because less than 60 already handled. Then the leftover, if the student grade is not less than 60, will be handled in this portion, right? In this portion. So I am going to put, if student grade, student, student grade, less than 70, right? See, reverse logic, okay? And and then I will say, hey.
No, so I think I think I accidentally I phrased my question wrong. So if you had your like the original code that you wrote, but you started from 60, so greater than or equal to 60, and you input a 90, would that say that they had a D?
Okay.
Because Java goes, at least according to the book, Java goes unless you specify in the order that the command was listed.
Sure, let's do this. Let's greater equal to 60, right? And I need to do something if greater equal to 60, but I would like to say if not this part, I will actually print, system print, right? Else, F, right? Okay, but greater equal to 60 part, I will say if, right? That makes sense because this part, I need to make sure I have more things need to check. Okay, so if this one was a if student grade greater equal to 70, right? Okay, so let's reserve this one. Let's say else system dot out dot println D, right? Okay, so makes sense here. I have more check. More to verify. And so if we started says greater than equal to 60, that means the student could be D, C, B, or A. So the else part we will already determine it's F because it's fail, okay? And greater equal to 60 part, we need to subdivide it, say if it's greater equal to 70. If it's greater equal to 70, then it's not D, else part is D. So this one could be C, B, or A. So this logic can continue, right? It can reverse. So basically what I like to say, and actually I wrote this program very quick, it's mainly just let you know there are different way to solve a problem. But we have to know how to construct the right way to solve it. There are different ways to solve it. Okay. Are you okay now, William? And all the others? It's not just William, but also all others because I kind of jump ahead of time and writing a code to demonstrate how to do it. Some of you, if you still have no confidence of writing code, you see I'm writing the code, right? And when I write the code, yes, of course, I'm an experienced programmer. And you say, well, come on, of course you can write the code better. But the point is, at the meantime, I also try to tell you the output letter grade, that's a class name, has to be matched with the file names called output letter grade.java. Okay, that's one. The second, you want to do the compilation, you need to make sure the Java file is in there. If a Java file is not in there, you cannot do the compilation, right? Okay, so in such case, when we do save, and we need to save as and make sure the folders is the folders we want to save. And once we know where the file is, then we can move our command prompt, or you want to say PowerShell, to that folder, and we can start doing compilations and running. Okay, all right. So I'm going to take 5 minutes break, and I will stay here to answer any question you may have. Okay. Let's come back 40 minutes after 12. Okay, 5 minutes passed. It's very quick. Let's continue. Since I wrote this program in front of you, I would like to use this program continue to talk about if else statement. Then we will switch to the repetition statement called while, and we will end for today. Okay, so I'm going to share. Well, before that, I just want to make sure. Everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm back. And I haven't left.
Okay, so everyone come back, right? Okay, just make sure. All right, so let me share the screen again. Okay. I'm continue using this code. All right, so of course, when we do a good programming and we need to have a good comments, right? So this won't be exercise 3.6. It says demo. If else demonstration. Okay, and this one should be output letter grade .java, right? Okay, so this shouldn't be calculate the sum, say convert output the okay. I just make it simple, right? So that's complete, and I'm going to complete this portion. I'm going to save this. All right, so now I just replace the older version. So come over here. I'm going to do compile. I'm going to run. All right. So enter student grade. Let me enter 55. Look at output. I'm going to do side by side as we did 2 days ago. Okay, side by side, right? Output. The system out print enter student's grade. It's over here. Enter student grade, right? That is prompt. And we already create the scanner, which is a library. And then the next one is student grade assigned by input next int. So the input dot next in method waiting for my keyboard enter. Once I finish my keyboard enter, hit enter key, then it will grab that character 5 and 6, 5 and 5, convert to integer values 55, and start running this logic. Okay, so if the student grade greater equal to 90, 55 is not greater equal to 90, right? Okay, it's else part, right? Else, if the student grade greater equal to 80, 55 is not greater equal to 80, go to this else part. If student grade greater equal to 70, 55 is not, then else is 60, no, finally execute this guy, F. Then the sequential execution continue, right? We talk about sequential execution. So next statement will be this one. If student grade greater equal to 60, 55 not greater equal to 60, right? So go to else part. All right, F. Okay, so let's run it again. Run it again, okay? So if I put a 90, 1. Oops, 91. A. So only print 1A. Why? Because it's greater or equal to 90. System print A. The else part will be skipped because it's already done, right? Else part will be skipped. The else is two-way branch. Yes, go this way. No, go that way. Okay. Then we come to this guy. If student grade greater or equal to 60, yes. Okay, coming to here. If student grade greater or equal to 70, yes. Okay, yes, but this is empty statement. So it doesn't really print anything. Okay, so else part means the student grade is not greater than 70. So of course 91 is not. So it doesn't really print anything. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit different, not a little, add something into it. Okay, the students get A. I should say good job, right? Okay, I'm doing this system.out.println. You have done great job. Okay, right? And the students get F, so I need to say something else, right? I will say something else later. Let's do this. Let's do save. Okay, and then let's compile. Say 91, 92. Yeah, A, you have done great job. Good. How about F part? Then I will say, hey, if the student get F, I will put similar things to system.out.println. You failed and need to retake. Just make it simple, okay? All right, that makes sense. It looks like the same, right? Looks like we are doing similar, and good students, we say you have done good job. And then the students fail due to whatever the reason, we don't know, maybe the physical condition. You say you failed and and need to retake. Okay, to complete the sentence, need to retake. All right, so let's not worry about this part. Let's not worry about this part. I'm going to comment this one out. How to comment this one out? I'm going to do this because I do a group comment, right? Remember, I have two different comments. And in that case, I will comment the entire segment. Okay, so this part will not be executed because it's all green, right? So let's save. All right. Okay, let's do a compilation. All right, so we got some problem. I'm going to enlarge a little bit. Okay. It says arrow. Okay, let's do compilation one more time. So let's make, yeah.
I think you closed in a brace between your comment section and the bottom. Line 42.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, see? Thank you. Okay, so, this is what I would like to demonstrate too, but not this way, however. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's save it again. Good observations. I like that. Okay.
If only I could catch it that fast on my own code.
You're good. Actually, yeah. This one has some problem too. Even though I put the close bracket back, it still have some problem because the first one it detect you need a close bracket. Second one, it says, hey, the package system. Okay, so need to be have S, right? Okay. All right. So I didn't purposely put lowercase s, but it's accident. So we need to read. We need to read the error message, and we kind of yeah, knowing what's going on. Okay, let's save it again. Let's do compilation. I'm going to shrink a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right. Looks good. Looks good, right? So let's do a run. Okay. I'm put 91. A, you have done good job, right? Okay. So I'm going to do say 58. You need to retake. How about I do something else? Okay. I'm 65. How about 65? D, you failed and need to retake. What happened? How about I do this? 82. B, okay. How about I do 77? C, still retake. What's wrong with this? Okay, let me tell you. What's wrong with this is because this bracket, 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 bracket. Okay, so this one really, really is like this. Really belongs to this. Okay, say the bracket says this is one entire statement because it's a nested if else loop. This one is belongs to this else part, which means if a student's grade is not greater or equal to 80, this message will print, will be output anyway. How to solve this? Remember I mentioned if I want to make sure this one belongs to here, I need to put this one this one. Which means if the student fall into failing grade, and not only this one will be printed out, but also this one will be printed out. But if that student is in this range, this statement will not be printed out. So indentation, the indentation before I don't have this one, the indentation does not mean this one belongs to this else statement. Okay, and I need to do this. Remember 2 days ago, I can put the whole program in one line, right? Okay, indentation is only help us. So previously I put indentation just cheat, not cheat. I just lie to myself. Say they assume will be work together and as one block of the code. Okay, let's run this code again. And now I'm going to give 77. C, right? Why this time I give 77? It does not print out you failed and need to retake. It's because it comes out this system.out and C, and the this else this else part is when the student grade less than 70. So this is the else part. Okay. If I do not have this open close curly bracket like we had before, the else part only this portion. then the sequential execution continue to print out this guy. Okay? So I want to demonstrate this. It's because this is very important. Lots of time as the new programmer forgot this and make something happen unexpectedly, then could not figure out what's going on. But you need to understand. So here, if I'm going to draw a, let's say, a flowchart on this one, and I think I should be able to do the annotation at this moment. Okay. Okay. That means, oh, that's too big. Say 90. Okay. And greater equal to 90, right? If not, no. And then we'll have, I put 80 on it, it's just greater equal, okay. 80. If no, then I will check 70, right? All right. Okay. If yes, and we output, right, C. If student critical safety and C, right? Else, says no part. And then we check 60. In this code, then we check 60 and but in this if 70, we output C and we also output fail. And I'm going to use the text. I'm going to erase this. Also output fail. Okay. The reason why I output fail because this is a group. This is a group. And this statement it's outside this group. So whenever fall into here, it start printing. Doesn't matter C or D, because this statement is after we check 80. Yeah, okay. All right, unless we put this one back to belongs to after we check 60. All right. All right, that's a very, very important part. And hopefully, you got this and you can practice and work on this one. And also the textbook say something about this. Um, it turns out to be a little bit hard to comprehend, but um, you 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 need to get over. Okay, so in such a case, if only have this, and if one statement we don't need to, and some of the writing. Okay, let's go back. This will be equivalent to this one, and this one just say have an indentation, and but if we have a 10 different nasty if else statement, the indentation getting a little bit awkward. So people will used to use this one, say if, else if, else if. Okay, the rule of thumb is like this. The else associate with the previous closest if. Okay, so this else will associate with this if. Okay, and this else will associate with this if, because this if is the closest one to the else, not this if, not this if. Okay, so you go back here, yes, this else associate with this if, right? And this else associate with this if, and this else associate with this if, and this else associate with this if. Okay, so if you have a fully complete if else statement, how many ifs you will have how many else? And okay, because this else part, right? All right. Okay, so here we have another example. If x greater than 5, if y greater than 5, then system.out print line x and y are greater than 5. Okay, if x greater than 5, y also greater than 5, we print out this. Let me give you a quick verification. If x greater than 5, but y not greater than 5, y is, if f is 5 and f is 6, y is 4, what it will goes to? It goes to here, right? It will go system.out print line x is less equal to 5, but does not represent y. Okay, right? So this one say x and y are greater than 5 because both of them greater than 5 will goes to here. But if x is less than 5, say 4, then this if will not being executed because it will go down to this else. Sorry, I made a mistake of the if else. The else associated with outside if. Okay, yeah. So this one associated with outside if. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm sorry. This is one, but this is not. Okay. I get confused. It says refer to diagram else diagram. Let's run this code. Let's run this code. Okay. Let's put this one here. Okay. Let's put this one here. I'm not going to worry about this. Okay, let's do this one. I'm not going to worry about this one either. Let's do this. Say int x equal to 5 and y equal to 5. Let's do this. X equal to 4 a little bit. Okay. Let's copy this code. let's follow exactly what this code does. Let me see. Yep. Okay. That's the format, right? Okay. I'm gonna comment this one out. All right. Okay. File save. I just use the same program file. Okay. So x equal to 4. X has value 4. Y has value 5, right? So if x greater than 5, not greater than 5, and we should, it's not greater than 5, we should print this guy. You think we should print this guy, right? You think we should print this guy, right? Okay. But it's not, right? Okay, so really the else associated with the closest if, that's what I mean. Okay, so if I'm going to change x to 6, so x becomes to 6, so x is greater than 5, then why is y greater than 5? No, 5 is not greater than 5. We will not print this, but we will print this, right? Let's see. Okay, we print this, x is less equal to 5. That is not right. That's not what we really mean. Okay, so this else associated with the closest if. So we should do this. If x greater than 5, y greater than 5. Now x is greater than 5. Y is not greater than 5. That fall into else part. I should say x is greater than 5, right? Y is less than 5, right? Okay, so let's save this one and run this code again, right? So this will be the correct output because that reflect x is greater than 5, y is less than 5. So which means this else statement associated with this if, not like the PowerPoint demonstrate this, you think it is. Okay, but actually it's this. All right. So if we don't change the output, that output does not reflect the x and y value compared to 5. Okay. All right. So this one associated, but the other else, if I'm going to put another else, I'm put another else. This else will associate with this if. All right. So in that case, if I say system dot out dot print print line x is less equal to 5. Y is not compared. Right? Because it's x less than 5. We don't even check y, right? Because it fall into the else statement here. Because this else associated with this if, and this else associated with this if. So once this if else being have a connection, they have a connection, so the next else will associate with this if. Okay, so file save. Oh, nobody tell me this is capital S. So that is okay. If I change to 5, yeah, because that was, yeah, I changed to 5. Yeah, x is less, shouldn't say less equal, should less, yeah, less equal to 5. Yeah, that's correct, because x is 5, it's less equal to 5. Okay, another thing you need to remember, greater than 5. 5 is not greater than 5, right? Is 5 greater than 5? No, right? Is the height of u taller than the height of u? No, it's equal, not taller. If it's the height of u greater equal to the height of u, yes, that's true. Okay, this is kind of logic, I think most students start looking into if else statement get confused. So hopefully with this kind of illustration, you will get some kickoff start. Okay, yeah, all right. So that is the one. So basically, this is what I described. If you want this belongs to this, and you can put this bracket. Okay, yeah, that, you know, I will highly suggest, even though you only have one statement inside your if or else, and use curly bracket, indicate begin end. So in case if you want to add something in there, and begin end still indicate whatever you add in is belongs to this if or belongs to this else. Okay, so this is what I recommended. So similar to this, if grade student grade greater equal to 60, print line passed, else print line failed, and you must retake the course. If you do not have this curly bracket, guess what? Even the student passed this, you must take this course again. That message will be printed out on the screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that is the if else. And there is another conditional operator, question mark and colon. It's a kind of shorthand of if else statement. And that means I have a testing condition. And then if I put question mark and the column, the first after that column is whenever the testing condition is true, that will be executed. The second will be the false one. All right. So at this moment, I also not recommend you to use this. Okay, because just use if else statement. Just get familiar with if else statement. Once you get familiar with if else statement, then you can use this for shorthand. It's just like the same logic but short style. And okay,
The if else
finally,
statements.
yes, go ahead.
The if else seems a lot less confusing to me right now.
Right, right. I will say wipe this one out. Okay, don't even bother to use this. Don't even bother to to exercise this. But you understand the first one is belongs to true. The second part is belongs to false. After this, say, hey, this is a condition. This is shorthand. The condition greater equal to 6. If it is true, say passed. If it is not true, say failed. That's it. So that's the same answer. You say if student grade greater equal to 60, print line system dot out dot print line passed, else system dot print line say fail. Okay, in terms of program execution speed, they're all the same because compiler will convert, translate, these two different code into the same executable. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. Good. Okay. Repetition, the while loop, the while loop. Okay, let me give you example of the while loop. You don't really need to you know um, to read this, but you understand. You understand when you understand, you can easily explain what is while loop. Okay, the while loop says it's repetition, and while repetition statement. So this means say while product less equal to 100. Of course, before you have to define product, right? You have to say, hey, int product assigned by 3. Okay, if int product assigned by 3, and of course, this condition is true. When this condition is true, the product will be changed by 3 multiplied by product. Okay, all right. So I think I'm going to spend 1 minute talk about this, not talk about while loop, talk about this to get clear of what is inside the computer. Okay, so let me go to another annotation. All right. Inside the computer memory, let me use this portion, very small. Okay, here is location. Okay. Here is a location. Store product. Okay, store product. It's the location store product. When we start execute product assigned by 3 multiplied by product, this is the memory, right? This inside the memory. Remember we talked about this. Okay, inside memory. So really what the computer, the computer execution sequence like this, it will take the content of this location, which contains integer number 3. Okay, you take it out and multiply by 3. So it was 3 multiplied by 3. Remember I say, hey, if I put this product equal 3, it's such like this, and I say, well, and int PRODOCT assigned by 3, right? Okay, so if we do that, okay, so it will take that 3 out and put into a pocket, the processor's pocket, and multiply 3 by 3, because this statement 3 multiplied by 3 will be 9, right? And put 9 back to here. So after the first execution of this while loop, this location contain 9. Then is 9 less than 100? Yes. Then took that 9 off and multiply by 3. 9 multiplied by 3 will be 27. Put it back. So this one, after the second iteration, will be 27. Is 27 still less than 100? Yes. Multiplied by 3 because 81. Put it back. It's 81. 81 still less than 100, right? So it continue. 81 multiplied by 3 will be 243. Put back 243. Then get that 243 out. Is 243 less than equal to 100? No, no more. So we exit out. So that is 3, 27, 81, 20, 43. Okay. All right. So sorry, occupy you extra 5 minutes. I'm going to stop over here, and we will continue next week starting with a while loop, and I will give a couple of examples of while loop, and then we will go to chapter 4, talk about the for loop and other loops. Okay.
Sounds like a
Right.
plan.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, Professor, are you hearing that beeping sound?
Yeah, I hearing the beeping sound. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says it's like an on hold setting, and I can't find it in my
The
audio
beeping
settings.
sound, the beeping sound indicates someone comes in, someone goes away.